Hey everyone, this is Rajan, and today we are going to see an easy and simple explanation of this chapter named A Letter to God, which is the first chapter of this book, First Flight. The story has a special message with it, so I want you to listen to it with quietness and focus. So, this whole story is mainly about this man named Lenko, who's a farmer, and as you can see right here at the first line, it has been said that his house was the only house in the entire valley in which he used to live, and no one else was there. From the top of that valley, the river and the cornfield could be seen, which were there. It was overall a great atmosphere in that valley for harvest, but the only thing that was missing at that point of time was just a little bit of a shower. So what happened one day was Lenko was eagerly waiting for a light shower which could help his harvest. He could even actually see that a little bit of a shower is around the corner, and he told his wife about this as well, who was preparing dinner. It was around evening, so his little sons were playing near the house and his older sons were working on the field. Then his wife called everyone for dinner, and just when they had started to eat, the rain finally arrived. Lenko was so happy with the start of the rain that he just went outside in order to get the feel of the fresh air and the raindrops. He was so delighted at that point of time that he even said that the big raindrops are coins of 10 cents and the small drops are nothing less than 5 cents. So he was very happy at that point. But unfortunately, these happy moments didn't last too long for Lenko. As soon this little shower turned into a dangerous hailstorm with strong winds started blowing all around. A lot of hailstones also fell on the field which the little sons of Lenko collected. But for Lenko, that storm was nothing less than a nightmare, absolute nightmare. He was just praying that it should just pass quickly, but it was the worst day for Lenko as the exactly opposite of what he was hoping for happened. The storm was there for an hour and destroyed his cornfield completely. The flowers had gone from the plants, not a single leaf remained on the trees, and overall, with the destroyed field and thousands of hailstones, the cornfield seemed as it's covered with salt. It was very white. All these things made Lenko just too sad. We can understand his feeling when he said that even the locusts wouldn't have destroyed his cornfields as much as this hailstorm has destroyed. Now, locust here means a kind of insects, by the way. That was a pretty sad night for the whole family, and especially for Lenko himself actually, who even felt that this year the whole family will go hungry and they are absolutely helpless. But with all the sadness and hopelessness, there was only one hope, which was the hope of God. So on the night of hailstorm, Lenko just kept thinking about his only hope of God. He had always heard that God gets to see everything and always helps the one in need. So the hardworking farmer, who even knew how to write, started to write a letter on the next Sunday, which he would carry to the town and put on the mailbox. That's what he thought. So what he wrote in the letter was, God, if you don't help me, my family and I'll go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to save my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm and the things that happen. And in the envelope of that letter, he wrote, to God. Then he went to the town and put the letter on the mailbox. When a postman of that particular post office found that letter and read to God on that envelope, then he just laughed loudly and went to show the letter to his boss. Neither the postman nor his boss had ever seen a letter like that before in their careers, so it was a really strange thing for both of them to find a letter like that. The postmaster, who was a fat and a really friendly guy, also laughed loudly when he started reading Lenko's letter. But soon he became serious by reading about the problems of Lenko and by feeling about the faith Lenko must have had on God. The postmaster then decided to do something about Lenko on behalf of God so that Lenko's faith remains still on God. As Lenko needed 100 pesos from God, so the postmaster started collecting money from his employees of the post office. But he could only collect just 70 pesos and he didn't have any other option to collect any more money, so he just put that money in an envelope and addressed that to Lenko. He also put a signature of God on that envelope so that Lenko believes that it has actually come from God and doesn't doubt anything. On the next Sunday, Lenko came a little early to the post office with so much curiosity in his heart and straight away asked if there was a letter for him in the post office. Then the postman handed him a letter. It wasn't anything to be surprised about for Lenko when he saw God's signature in that envelope, on that letter actually. But he got angry as soon as he found that just 70 pesos are there inside the letter, as he asked for 100 pesos from God. Now the important thing, the very important thing to understand here is that Lenko wasn't angry at God, Rather, he was angry at the post office employees because he felt that these guys have stolen the 30 pesos from here. I hope you understand that. It was his genuine belief. As for Lanko, there was no point of God making a mistake or him making a counting mistake. So he went to the post office window and asked for a pen and paper, which he was given immediately, obviously, and he wrote another letter to God. After he was done with writing, he bought and attached a stamp to the envelope and left the post office after putting it on the mailbox. As soon as Lenko left, the postmaster took and opened the letter and started reading. Lenko had written, "God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks." Now, there's so much that is said in this letter. Let's look at it from Lenko's point of view first. So, Lenko had already strongly believed that God will send him the 100 pesos. So, even when he received a reply from God, it was an absolute normal feeling for him. But obviously, he had absolutely no idea about who has written this letter and arranged the money in reality. So, when he found just 70 pesos, ironically, he blamed the employees for stealing the money who had actually arranged the money for him. In short, we can say that the employees did a good job by trying to do something to keep Lenko's faith in God. And thumbs up to Lenko as well, who has such a strong belief in God. But the question here is, was it fair for Lenko to call the employees a bunch of crooks just in the base of his assumption that these guys must have stolen the money? Now, I leave this question to all of you. And please let me know in the comments what do you think about it. And that's where the chapter ends. If you have any confusion or doubt related to any part of this chapter, then let me know in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.